Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This looks like a lot of books, but do not fear. There's a time limit to what we are going to do tonight. Start with a few brief things. Where is it now? Here is a box for you. A large box labeled box. Open it and you will find a box in it labeled box from a box labeled box. Look into it, I mean this box now, not the other one, and you will find a box labeled and so on. And if you go on like this, you will find, after infinite efforts, an infinitely small box with a label so tiny that the lettering, as it were, dissolves before your eyes. It is a box existing only in your imagination, a perfectly empty box. This is an identity check. This is not Dante. This is a photograph of Dante. This is a film showing an actor who pretends to be Dante. This is a film with Dante in the role of Dante. This is a man who dreams of Dante. This is a man called Dante who is not Dante. This is a man who apes Dante. This is a man who passes himself off as Dante. This is a man who dreams that he is Dante. This is a man who is the very spit image of Dante. This is a wax figure of Dante. This is a changeling, a double, an identical twin. This is a man who believes he is Dante. This is a man everybody except Dante believes to be Dante. This is a man everybody believes to be Dante, only he himself does not fall for it. This is a man nobody believes to be Dante except Dante. This is Dante.
Well, this is very pleasant. I've heard you read before, and there's always a feeling of great pleasure on the part of the audience. I mean, they laugh, they respond in a way that is not common in poetry readings. They seem to be enjoying themselves completely. Why do you think is that?
Actually, I don't really aim at that. It comes by itself, more or less, and because, perhaps it has to do with the German tradition. The German tradition is rather the opposite, and, So you work against it, and I mean, you try to, when you are very serious, especially when you are very serious, you try to cover it a little bit, cover yourself, and don't appear as the man who is trying to be deep, you know.
Yeah.
Must be some mechanism of the sort which makes you a little bit rebel against
that tradition,
the givens of the situation.
I was also struck, I mean, how much the subject of so many of the poems is sort of human comedy. I remember Nicanor Parra, the Chilean poet, once defining human beings as a sausage of angel and beast. And I mean, that sort of definition, that aspect, I mean, many of the characters who appear in your poems have some of this quality.
Well, I'm very fond of tragicomedy,
Right.
Because I mean, to be a really good comedy always has a black side, a black reverse to it, and the other way around, of course.
Right.
I mean, well, I mean, the greatest of them all. Look at Shakespeare. I mean, it's always something funny, even in the worst of situations. There's always something there, and it's just because, and especially in our type of in the society we live in. I mean, I think it would be very pretentious to claim that we are tragic figures. We are rather more involuntary. There's an involuntary comedy, which does not cancel out the depression and the misery and so on, but it is always there. So when we listen to ourselves complaining, for example,
right.
I mean.